right, we'll take a listen, okay?
So the Penn Vet Cancer Center integrates both clinical and research elements of our cancer mission in a really effective way. It's one of the most effective partnerships of both of these areas of our endeavor that I know in the country and in fact worldwide.
We try to integrate everything from the most basic biology behind it all the way through to the cancer patient. So really this idea of going back and forth, what are the problems in the clinic, what's their scientific basis, can we then develop understanding of it at a level that we can develop novel therapeutics and bring them right back from the lab into the clinic. And so the Cancer Center was meant to really put that all under one very unified umbrella.
For me, being able to do both clinical work and the research allows me to sort of change the care that I can provide to my patients outside of what I can do in the OR. And really for those patients that didn't have a superior outcome on the horizon, we might be able to change that.
So this collaborative team approach is highly beneficial and it's essential. So let me give you an example. If we see a patient, a dog with a tumor called hemangiosarcoma, very aggressive tumor, and that patient will come in through our emergency service. That patient will be taken to surgery, will have the affected organ, the spleen, removed, and that patient will then recover and go on to receive chemotherapy and be treated. But in the meantime, the tumor that has come out of that patient, that usually would then go to pathology. The pathologists look at it, they define the tumor type, and they say, yes, unfortunately, your patient has hemangiosarcoma. That's usually where that would end. But the tumor in this case comes to the labs. So now the researchers have access to that tissue. And so what we can do with that tissue is now we can take it into many different types of research programs.
We have a very good and deep collaboration with the Abramson Cancer Center. So we are one of the few nationwide and in fact worldwide vet cancer centers who has a very good and ongoing collaboration with the Human Cancer Center. For example, when cancers like bone cancers called osteosarcoma are more frequent in our patients and they're more common than they are in pediatric patients in humans, in kids. And so our studies are able to inform their therapies to the benefit of both parties.
What we've realized is, especially when you start to consider the immune system and the rest of the tumor microenvironment, will require looking in models or systems or in patients that much more resemble human tumors. That includes that the tumor arises spontaneously for the same genetic reasons as cancer develops in a human, that it develops in the model system. So that model system in some ways is canines and cats.
People whose animals have cancer are going to come to a veterinary cancer center, and they're coming here for the best clinical care, but many of them also are really very interested in making a difference, coming to a center where you can offer something more, both clinically for the patient, but also so that we can learn more about that cancer and make a difference in the future, is really very important to owners. And it gives them hope, and it gives them a sense of sort of taking back control a little bit and fighting back a little bit.